Hello and welcome to a special edition where I would like to start talking about some more complex subjects for people who think about the world and who are interested in some of the really interesting and central questions about being a human being in this universe of ours. And today's topic is on universal justice, or whether the universe is a just or an unjust place. Many people who have had certain types of experiences lose the belief that the universe is just. What does that mean, just? It means that it is predictable, that there is an order and a logic to things, even if we don't understand it, that there is some kind of justice, fairness, something in the universal laws that protects us, that holds us safe, that there is a law that we can discover. And when we do, then we're going to be all right, as it were. And now, to make that a little bit more concrete, what I'm talking about, there was a young soldier who had been selected to be in a special forces unit, special elite unit, and he was very excited about this. He was about, I don't know, 19, 20 years old. And he went on this training course, and the training course was absolutely horrendous. It was brutal. It was horrible. And during one of the training exercises, it left him severely injured because he was sleep deprived and made mistakes, and he basically was ruined for life by this experience, and felt that the promise that had been made, the contract between him and the army, that they would look after him and educate him or whatever, or make him the best person he could be through hard challenges, was completely broken. And that this the whole basis upon which he based his life, that if you are a good person in society, then nothing bad will happen to you, that if you join the army, then in training, they will look after you and protect you. And all of that went crashing down when he had this terrible accident, which then got worse afterwards, because now he was no more use as a soldier, obviously, and the medical treatment afterwards was soon discontinued, and he was just left on his own with nothing, basically. Another example of this kind of, I thought the universe was fair, but now it isn't, that was given, was that of a very religious person, and they have a child, and the child has cancer, and the child dies. And this very religious person then has the same thing, like, I've done everything right that I possibly could. I've been a good person. And so how is this fair? How is this just? The universe isn't just. And the person who triggered today's speech was crucified on social media and deplatformed for saying nothing really at all. And they had also kind of believed that if you're a good person and you're honest and true and you do your best to help others, that then you'll be all right, you're going to be okay. And clearly this was not the case. And so this person triggered the video that I'm making about the just universe. Because what happens to a person when they have this sense that the universe isn't just, it really takes the very foundation out from under. What the hell am I going to do now? If there's no rules, there's no justice, there's no structure that I can rely on, then everything is crazy, everything is out of control. And, well, one of the people that I mentioned earlier actually killed himself not shortly after. for a human being and the way we think and the way we function as human beings, it is important that there should be some kind of a structure. And I kind of sorted that out in my early work on EMO, energy in motion, because what I realized was that there's not two levels of reality that we're dealing with. So we've got the hard physical reality, and then we've got the energy levels, and these are often confused by people. That's what I call planes confusion. And that's already problematic. I mean, really problematic. But the fact is that we human beings don't deal with two levels of reality, the physical and the energetic / spiritual. We're dealing with three levels of reality. And the way that's as easiest explained is this short three-level thought process that I have in Star Matrix, which goes like this. The first level is physical reality. That's you, that's here, you know, touch yourself, move your body, bang your feet on the floor. Physical reality. And then high up above, we've got the energy worlds, where everything is made of energy, and we can travel there consciously, of course we do. And that's, you know, the energy world. But between those two, if you look straight ahead, what do you see when you look straight ahead? Not at me necessarily, but at the screen on which I am being digitally reproduced. And that screen stands on a table. And there's all these objects, these man-made objects. And that level is what causes the big confusion. And I call that level the hard. The reason I call it the hard is not because it's hard like physical reality. It's hard to live in there. This is a level of existence which is entirely constructed by human beings. That wouldn't exist at all if there were no human beings. And that encompasses not just your computer screen and your house and the room in which you are. It encompasses the laws and the taxes that rule the house in which you are, and the prices that you're paying for your Wi-Fi network, and that there even is a Wi-Fi network, and all of philosophy and all of religion and every church ever built, every altar ever built in any culture, in any society. This is all human stuff, and I call that the hard. And it's that middle level that is taking up all our attention. Now, when it comes to the just universe, you know, the one with the rules and the regulations that you can trust in, that are exactly what it says on the tin. We've got two planes where that totally plays out. We've got physical reality, which is really, really reliable, really reliable. You know, take a brick and you hit somebody over the head, and they will always react pretty much in the same way. They'll shout, ouch, red stuff comes out of them, and they fall to the ground. It is super, super reliable. The energy worlds, high above, all around, the oceans of energy, also are structural and super reliable. There's total cause and effect there. It's complex sometimes to know what the cause and effect is, but there is one. So the only place where the universe, it seems, becomes unjust is in that middle level, in the hard. What I call the hard, the shit that's been constructed by the human children who are playing with this gift of consciousness that is evolutionary quite new. So, and they're playing with that, and they're playing with toys, and they have no supervision, and they're making all these crazy things. That ends up with oceans full of plastic and nuclear bombs and all this insane stuff that human beings have constructed. And here we come then to the simple realization is that the hard is not just. Of all the places in the universe, all the physical worlds, all the energy worlds, which are all just, the place that isn't just is the hard, what people have constructed. That's unfair. There we have lies, like the army saying that they'll, I don't know, make you into the best man you could possibly be, and if something should go wrong, we'll take care of you. And then the person believes that and enters into that, but it wasn't actually true, it was a lie. That's unjust. Or if you are a good person, you always pay your taxes, then the government will do the best they can for you and they'll look after you. And, and might even give you a gold watch when you retire. That's a lie too. And so many other things, so many other promises that people believe that have been brutally broken in some way. All this injustice, that's all the hard. That's what people are doing at the moment. So my message here is that if you need to, regain some measure of trust in the real universe, there's two places you can go, two planes of existence you can go to regain your trust in the universe. And one of them is physical reality. Move some rocks, drop some apples, grow a tree. You will be rewarded with cause and effect. That is direct, that is completely reliable, that you can trust and build your trust back in that fact. And then, of course, there are the energy worlds, and that's the same thing. They have their own rules and regulations. If you're interested in that sort of thing, that's my major research project, Project Sanctuary, which has now become Supermind in the easy use version, makes it nice and simple to start exploring the energy worlds. And so these two are safe places for people who had their trust shattered. The universe really is incredibly logical and structural. The only thing that isn't is the hard, and that's the doings of men. This being so, I've always felt that it was my job as a human being to do something about the insanities of the hard, and to try and bring some love and logic back into these systems that people have created, systems of thought, which then, create outcomes, and they create practical structures as people go into action and do stuff. I have always tried to sort out the hard. Physical reality and the energy worlds, they're fine. They're superb. In fact, they are the guide to what needs to be done differently when the hard clearly creates insanity, creates chaos, creates stress, creates pain, creates suffering. So my message to you is that the universe is just, and it's one anyway. So we've got three levels there. We've got physical, the hard, and the energy realms, and two of them are completely just and they are completely fine and superbly trustworthy. The only thing that isn't is that thing in the middle, the hard, the human constructed stuff. When we start conceptualizing that and thinking in that way, we can sort of come home to being the children of the universe and to rebuild our faith and trust, not just in the universe, but in ourselves as well, because we are physical beings and we are spiritual beings. And we have to, work with the crazy hard that we find ourselves in. And it's just as crazy now as it was in the Middle Ages, where people were doing all these crazy things, or, the Romans with their crazy bread and games, and people do crazy things. I mean, we can rely on that. That's the truth of the universe. But I believe that we can take the lessons that we learn in physical reality and in the energy worlds, and then take that back into the heart and improve the conditions in the heart. That's the job at hand here. That is what needs to be done. But much more importantly, and I hope that this video will reach one or two people who have had this shattering experience when their beliefs and in truth and justice were shattered, to be able to start rebuilding that and understand that the trust that was shattered was just the illusions of the heart. You just really saw the heart for what it was, which is a human constructed stress-riddled insanity. That's great place then to start and say, all right, and how do we deal with that? Well, my answer to that would be one person at a time, to get out of stress, become happier, become stronger, more intelligent, more resilient, more powerful. And from that then flows people who will affect the heart in different ways and make a change in the heart. And if enough people are more energy rich and less stress riddled, more logical and less insane, then things can change very quickly for the better. Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about today. The 3 levels approach in modern energy, which deals with these 3 layers, physical reality, the heart, and the energy levels. We don't want to get our planes too confused. And most importantly, what I really want everybody in the world to know is that, yes, the universe is just. It is logical. It is super logical. It is more logical than the human mind can wrap itself around. This really is just. There really are natural laws that we can 100% trust in. And above all else, we are beings of this just universe, physically and spiritually. And what happens in between? Well, that's just the hard. I hope you enjoyed this slightly more advanced talk. Guessing not many people are going to be that interested in such intricate details, but I feel that things like the just universe really are important for those people to know who really need to know that. So thank you for your time. Be blessed on your path and believe in a just universe. No, there is a just universe, and that you are in fact absolutely a part of that.